You've reached the Emerald City Church. How may I help you? Oh, it's you, Kevin. I didn't think you'd be there already, so I was just going to leave a message with the priest. Oh, hey, Rufina. Yeah, I got here late this morning. How about you? When do you think you'll be getting here? I'm going to be a little late, I'm afraid. There's been an accident or something, so the train's been delayed. I probably won't be getting there until this evening now. Gotcha. I'll wait here till you arrive. I think Riaz and the kids would get all bent out of shape if I showed up without you. Oh please, I'm sure you're just exaggerating. Although speaking of Riaz, I hope you've been thinking about how you're going to cheer her up. I've got it all planned out. I've been stocking up on souvenirs from every mission I've been going on. Should be enough to snap her out of her funk. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. Girls her age are more complex than you think. Yeah? I guess she's not a kid anymore now that she's 13, but still. Actually, that's about how old you were when we first met, right? Now that you mention it, it was. How time flies. Sorry, it looks like the train's about ready to leave. I'm going to have to go. I'll see you later then, alright? If you get bored with waiting, you're welcome to go on home ahead of me, of course. Got it. See you later. Man, how time flies is right. Have I really not been home in 2 years? And I guess that makes 9 since I've met Rufina. I hope Rias isn't too grumpy when we finally get there. Kevin. What is it, Father? Has something bad happened? Well, I've just received word that someone spotted a group of men dressed in black at the edge of the town. What's worse, they were supposedly heading for the mountain path. You don't think? If they were, Asterhouse might be their target, I fear. Do you have any idea what could be going on? I wish I did. I doubt it's anything to do with the Grail Setter, at least. I think I should go and check it out, just in case. Please do. Oh, and do you know when Rufina is going to be arriving, by the way? This evening, by the sound of it. She said her train's been delayed. When she arrives, can you let her know what happened? Damn it, Jaegers. Seems like there's anywhere between 5 and 10 of them. But what could they want with a gospel facility to begin with? The longer they're allowed to be in there, the more danger the kids are in. I'm going to have to try and handle this alone. It's time to put my combat skills to good use. Chapter 6: The Guardian's Trials. Celeste, wasn't that the name we saw on those data crystals? Loading. Always loading. Loading. That's right, according to those, she was the de facto leader of the group of ancients who sealed away the Uriel. She was also the founder of Lyrebel's current royal family. I'm glad to see the information I left behind ended up proving useful to someone. It really did. So, then you're really the founder of Lyrebel's royal family? Not technically. I am not the real Celeste Arisley. Think of me as something of a shadow, or a partial copy her personality created in order to influence Phantasma from within. How can you only be a partial copy? The truth behind you is apparently more complicated than we thought. You don't appear to be a spirit of some kind, though. I see that now. That is correct. Before I try to explain just what I am, I should probably tell you more about the world we are in what the world we are in is first. You can do that? This should be interesting. As you are aware, the land The land in which we stand is called Phantasma. This is a world belonging to a higher plane of existence, created several thousand years ago by the Ariel. Its purpose was to act as a subsystem for the Ariel, in order to incorporate and process the will of Liber Ark's populace. One might call it a self-organized world designed to realize countless possible others as necessary. Pardon? You've lost me. Yeah, isn't there a simpler way to explain this? While not technically correct, perhaps you could think of it this way. Phantasma is like a fictitious realm created by the Ariel in order to fulfill humanity's every wish and desire. That's better. What exactly qualifies Phantasma as fictitious? I can't help but think it's far too real to be a land of pure fantasy. When I say a fictitious world, I don't mean to suggest Phantasma is a complete lie. It's more like a shadow graph or a kaleidoscope. It has its own laws that can change to reflect countless different possibilities. Does it make the concept any easier for you to understand? Somewhat, yes. And suddenly the name Phantasma seems that much more appropriate. As I stated previously, it was a subsystem of the Ariel rather than being the Ariel itself, and it helped to grant people's desires. They were separate entities, but effectively like two sides to the same coin. The relationship caught our eyes as we were devising the sealing mechanism. You mean the mechanism used to seal away the Ariel? That was also in the data crystals left behind. Exactly. At first, we thought our plan would be impossible to execute. After all, the Ariel had absolute control over space itself, and was able to influence mankind's every action. Even after coming upon the idea of temporarily freezing it and imprisoning it within a gravity barrier, we had no way to implement our plans. Without that, they were simply ideas with no real meaning. We were effectively at a loss. You had discovered your foe's weakness, but had no way to take advantage of it. That must have been quite a frustrating predicament. Indeed, and yet our perseverance rewarded us with the development of something that could take advantage of that weakness. The Recluse Cube. Is that what this is known as then? Yes, that is the only object in existence able to interact with Phantasma without relying on the Ariel as an intermediary. Celeste used that to create a partial copy of her personality, that is, me, within Phantasma. And once inside, I began working to sabotage Phantasma's functionality by using this garden as my base of operations. As a result of my efforts, the Ariel's processing ability was hindered just long enough for the plan to be executed. He who catches his foe off guard wins the battle. The same principle applies to martial arts too. It sounds like you really put a lot of thought into planning everything. Maybe, but I can't deny that luck played a part in the end. Once the Ariel was sealed away, my work was done, and I fell into a deep sleep here. My reason being that if the Ariel were ever unsealed, I might be able to provide assistance to the people of the time. I'm pleased you've been able to handle it just fine without my help, however. Luck's played a huge part for us too, though. We're not even sure where the Ariel is now. As far as we're aware, it disappeared during all that happened at the Liber Arc. I thought as much. I was able to confirm the Ariel's disappearance from here within Phantasma too. When I did so, I thought my purpose for existing was finally over. And now all that was left for me and this land was to embrace a slow and peaceful destruction. But that was not to be. Soon the Lord of Phantasma appeared. So that's when it happened. Quite a recent development, I see. Lord of Phantasma appeared out of nowhere, stealing all of my power before I was even aware what happened. After doing so, they began to remake Phantasma in accordance to their own designs. Both this world's current structure and the planes that make it up were all Lord of Phantasma's creations. Looks like your theory was correct, Renee. Still, that makes it sound like, yeah. So who do you know who that? So you don't know who that masked bastard is either, then? I'm afraid not. Their every action thus far has been a mystery. Ordinarily, they should not have been able to gain access to this world in the first place. And I'm afraid I have no idea what they are trying to achieve by bringing all of you in here and testing you. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, that's the part we want to know most of all. I only wish I could be of more help. The only thing I can say about them is I suspect Lord of Phantasma is currently in the 7th plane. The 7th? What makes you think that? That was the first plane they created after appearing in this world. Just what kind of place that plane is, I don't know. But I can sense dark, inhuman thoughts from there, and they're spreading across the whole of Phantasma. That doesn't sound good. Then we'll be seeing them after the next one, won't we? Yeah, we just finished the 5th when we came back here. Presuming they're waiting for us on the 7th, the time to fight them head on may not be that far off. I was getting tired of waiting. And as was I, it seems the end might finally be in sight. Now, if only we had some sort of inkling as to what the Lord of Phantasma is trying to achieve. Actually, I just might. Kevin's up! Ed needs a level grind. Kevin, you're up. It's good to see you again, Father. You too. Wasn't expecting you of all people to get an invitation here. Are you, for that matter, little lady? I'm sure you weren't. I've got something I want to ask you. I suppose that can wait until later. For sure. Are you sure you're feeling alright? Right as rain. I'm feeling just great. All that sleep must have done me a lot of good. And I see you guys made a whole lot of progress while I was out cold, too. Gave me a load. Yeah. Hey, I'm Kevin Graham. Or maybe I don't need to introduce myself since you seem to know a thing or two about everyone who's come in so far. True, I was able to tell what was happening at the library arc from the garden. And out of all the people here, you are the one closest to the truth of what is happening here. Am I wrong? What? No, I don't think you are. I can't pretend to be as much of an expert on what Phantasma itself is, but I've got a pretty good idea as to who's responsible for all this. I can only think of one person twist enough to put us through all we've been through. Wait, is this someone you know? You could say that, yeah. The short version is they're a real piece of work. A cunning, arrogant, cold-hearted son of a bitch who doesn't even see people as people. That about sums up who we're dealing with. Sounds like a real awful guy. And who, may I ask, is it you're talking about? Well, about that, would you be willing to wait just a little longer for the answer to that one? I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I'm still missing one last thing now, let me be completely certain. And I think we'll find out just what that is in the 6th plane. And then here I thought you were finally going to get an answer. Is there a reason you can't share your theory as is? Yeah, I realize I'm asking a lot after you've come so far, but I promise that as soon as I know for sure, we'll talk. I swear on the goddess's name and on the church's emblem. Well, I don't see any reason to say no. Likewise, he's clearly got his reasons. And it's not often you ask us for favors, so I can let it slide. Game needs to load. No problem here. If he says wait, I'll wait. It feels as though we can trust your judgment, Kevin. I have no objections either. Me neither. I don't really care as long as I get to have my fun. I believe we're all in agreement then. Yep, consider this one settled. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Anyway, now that I'm up, I'm also down to take lead again, and I'd appreciate it if you backed me up. No problem. It seems like you're all ready to move on. While you're advancing to the 6th plane, I'll do all that I can on my end to find out more about the 7th. Of course, if you need my support, I'll be happy to provide it through the cube and the monuments, as I always have. Now that you mention it, we haven't really thanked you for all the help you've given us since we got here, have we? Thanks, Celeste. We couldn't have done this without you. We truly are in your debt. Please think nothing of it. I am but a shadow, placed here with a duty to fulfill. I believe helping you to be part of that duty. If I may, allow me to help you however I can. Will do. I'm sorry for worrying you too, Riaz, but I'm just fine now. So please, just leave everything to me, I'm begging you. Only if you promise me one thing. What is it? I won't make you promise not to put yourself in danger or to overdo it, but don't do anything that would make Rufina sad. You really know how to hit a guy where it hurts, don't you? So, will you promise? Yeah, I promise. I swear on her name I won't. Game needs to load, game needs to load, game needs to load. Okay, part-time. Oh, I can go without Riaz. But she's my heavy hitter, so I need Riaz. I'm gonna take Chloe. And, well, Chloe's pivotal for the next level part, so I kind of need her in the party. And it's between Estelle, Richard, and Renee. For now, I'm going to bring Estelle because Chloe's a squishy mage, and I need another heavy hitter to go with, Riaz. Because, Estelle's like only a 200 away from that. And Kevin's really far behind. He's like so underleveled right now. He's like Chloe has stronger than him right now. Jesus, I gotta work on you, Kevin. Alright. We are all set with the party. So yeah, this is the current party setup. I'm honestly surprised I could take Rufina out of the party. I figured she would be a mandatory party member throughout. But I guess that wasn't set in the cards. But with that said, I want to end today's episode. I got some work to do with Kevin, which I'll do probably before next episode starts, because I got some grinding and stuff to do. Also probably should grind some Septium while I'm at it at the same time to make some more gems for Kevin. But with that, I'll see all of you guys back here next time.